What's going on, everybody? David here from Bluckers Videos and Toys, and today we are going to be checking out part 2 of the Blucker Box trade. Now, if you haven't watched part 1, I advise you to go check that out. I will leave the link in the description so that way you can check that out and then come back and check out part 2. So this is the second part of the trade I did with my buddy Justin, and this kind of came about during the middle of the first trade. So he was telling me about what he was looking to add to the collection and what he needed to fill out, because he's a huge Predator fan, loves that film franchise, and is trying to beef up his NECA Predator collection. And I had a couple of items that he needed and that wasn't really attached to, because they were just put away and not displayed like they should have been. But and so we came to a deal on the trade that we did for the 2 items that I had that he needed. So probably got more than what I should have, but that's just a generosity on his part that he was willing to add a little bit more than necessary. But hey, I mean, who am I to complain? you know because a lot of the stuff because we've done a bunch of trades before, and if you've watched my videos throughout the years of the trade and deals that I did with him, it's pretty impressive. I get a lot more than I should have, but that's, like I said, that's his generosity of throwing in extras that, that one, didn't really want it or need it, or two, it's just he knows that these are things that I like, and that he goes out of his way to find certain things to fill out the collection that I need to have to fill in the holes and the gaps. And another thing is, he did purchase a couple of items for me for just a few bucks, and they weren't in the best condition, but he was like, look, these are yours, they're just a few bucks, if you keep them, great. If not, throw them away. Not going to hurt my feelings at all, because I didn't know that it was going to be this bad of a shape, but, I understand. And so once I received those items from him, I was just like, look, no biggie. I'm pretty sure I can find somebody that can fix these up if I can. If not, then I'll still keep them, because one, somebody bought them for me, throwing them away or not, it's not the option, So when somebody gets me something, or if I receive something from somebody, I keep it, no matter the condition, unless if it's something that somebody else in a small niche community that I associate myself with needs it, then I give it to that person. It's about fair play, and when we do trades, it's meaningful, there's a reason behind it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at this stuff. So I want to show off the ones that he got for me. All right, the first 2 items are going to be Kinder pieces. So this is one of the items that he got me, and it's pretty large. So let me back it up a little bit. So it's part of this is like one of the remote controls that came out for Jurassic Park back in '93. And so this is a very nice piece, rubber dinosaur and everything. It doesn't work or anything. The leg is broken, and of course, the flap of the leg is falling off. But you could still be able to use it to stand. As long as you put something like a doll stand right there, you could still be able to hold itself up. I mean, it's still a cool piece. It's great shape. I mean, there's no, aside from the leg piece, there's no tear or anything. So you could easily fix this. You could either super glue it, or have somebody that that knows how to fix this kind of stuff to fix it for you. But man, it's a great piece. So love it. All right, so the second one I was very surprised about this one. So I already have one, but this is my second one. So it's the Red Rex. So like I said, he only bought these two items for just like what, $4, I believe, and it's missing its arms. But other than that, the condition is in great shape. So there are people out there that do make pieces for certain things, and there's a couple people I know of that sell pieces for like this, like the arms for the Kenner Red Rex and everything like that. But as you can tell, it's great shape. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, there's no tears or rips or anything like that. You know, it's just missing two arms. So I could easily get a set of arms and put it on the side, and voila, I have a second Red Rex. So, and plus, you know, this is pretty cool because of the tail and how it stands up and everything. Probably just have to get some warm water to put it on this rubber so I can just kind of puff it out a little bit more, kind of straighten it out a little bit more. And then the neck, you know, here's a little bit. But overall, it's a great piece. You know, it's nothing that needs to be thrown away or anything at all, because you can still use this. You could still display it like this. You know, it's going to be armless. I know that sounds funny and all, but still, there are a lot of people who are still looking to collect these. You know, I just happen to be lucky to have two of them in my collection, and I never thought I would ever have one, let alone have one. You know, but even if this was my first Red Rex, it'd still be very special to me because, one, it was a gift, you know, and you just don't get these like this very often, you know, especially the condition that they're in. You know, like I said, I just gotta get me a set of arms, and you know, I'll have a completed Red Rex. So now the only thing I need to find out is I need to get a battery to see if this thing works or not, you know. All right, let's go on to the next thing. All right, so next up is the Mega Spawn that McFarlane did. And it's a pretty big piece, so really grateful to have this in the collection, because I've actually been eyeing this for a while, but just never found it. Really, I think I've only seen it a couple of times out in the wild, but it never was around long enough for me to really pull the trigger on it. So really happy to add this to the collection. All right, next up is a Centurion, and the helmet goes on the other guy that wears the blue suit. I think it was Ace, his name, the one with the blue helmet. I believe that's his name. I don't remember this guy's name, but yeah, this is my second one that I've had, and the first one I got from him through another trade that we did about a year ago or so. So very happy to add another Kenner Centurion to the collection, because these guys are really hard to come by, especially with this completed and has all the pieces and stuff. So if I could just get the figures themselves, I'll be more than happy. So I still need to get to the other two guys and then a couple more villains and stuff, and then I'll be good. This just furthers my Kenner collection. Alright, so the next four figures I'll be showing will be vintage Motu, and so I'll need to get some doll stands for these guys, so I can, the little 3-inch or 3 3/4 doll stands, that way I can have them stand up and stuff, because the legs are really wobbly. But he had a bunch of extra ones, and I said, hey, just go ahead and throw all these in so I can fill out my vintage collection, you know. So, but yeah, so I got Manny Faces, and then set him down. I got Web Store. I believe he stands pretty good. Yeah, so got him, and then I got Spike Core. So very happy to have that. I don't think he's going to stand that all that well. That's fine. Like I said, I'll get doll stands for them. And then last is King Randor. So he's none of these except for him. I think everybody else is incomplete, especially King Randor. I need to get his accessories and stuff. So he stands pretty well. So I do like that a lot. I need his crown, his armor pieces, and all that stuff. So yeah, so I got four vintage Motus in my collection. Slowly but surely, I'm getting them all. Not all, but like the ones that are available that I can add to the collection. And next up, this is a bootleg. I fell in love with this when I saw this, and I was just really impressed by it, because it's like Predator Xenomorph mashup. It is a bootleg from different pieces of different figures, and then they were just painted up and stuff like that. So, really love this figure a lot. He knew it, so I guess that's one of the reasons why he threw it in there. He's like, "Look, you could have this one," So, I'm very impressed with this figure. So I really do like this figure a lot, and so have to kind of balance him out on his tail a little bit, so that way he can stand reasonably. Of course, it's got the accent feature, where that thing just pops out and stuff. So, but yeah, I really do like this figure a lot. It's one of my favorites that I've gotten in the trade with him. Alright, so we're going to move that aside, and this is like one of the main things I traded for. Now, I think he told me he had these, but I totally forgot that he did. And so I had to have them, because he got them because he liked them, but he just didn't know what to do with them. And so, when I came around and I saw them, I said, "Look, I'll take them. If you don't want them, we'll work something out for these." And so these are by Imperial. These came out in the early 90s, like 90, 91, I believe. Maybe a little bit later. I'm not sure, but it was like real early 90s. And these were Imperial. And so this is the Wild West figures. So, that's what it says on the bag, Imperial of the Wild West. So this is Buffalo Bill. I think he's complete. There's like one of them that wasn't complete. I think he was like missing one accessory. I don't remember which one it was. I'm pretty sure Justin will chime in once he sees this video to let me know which one it was. So I got Buffalo Bill. And then we got General Custard. We got Sitting Bull. Wyatt Earp. Billy the Kid. And then Geronimo. So very excited to have these in the collection. So these will be proudly displayed once I get more showing units in. So that was one of the main things that got put in the trade, because those are, I won't say expensive, but they're up there, especially for a whole set. So, and then I think I got one more piece I want to show. And here, last but not least, this is the main piece that he threw in, and so this is an amazing piece. I don't know anything about this figure or the line. I know it's from Hasbro, and it came out in 2003, I believe, from when I remember doing research on this thing. And it's a Shogo Daku. It's a Shogo Daku. I believe that's I think that's what it is. So if it's not, my apologies. But it's something along like that. But it's like a winged dragon. So this thing is amazing. I mean, it is complete. So, and then the ones that I've seen online, they weren't complete either. They were missing the armor, or they were missing the back tube, or they didn't have the wings. They were missing something. So I don't think I saw a complete one. There might be some now, but when I looked, there wasn't. And so this takes up shelf presence right there. That's a centerpiece right there. So for one of the shelves, and then you can put whatever you want around it. So this thing's incredible. Look at that thing. And the cool thing about this guy works. So I don't think he works fully 100%, but he does got some sound to it. So I think you got to press its head down, and then periodically it'll do its light up on the hand. I don't know if that's supposed to be, the feature's supposed to be that short, or if it's supposed to be a little bit longer. So, but it's still cool either way. So it's beautiful. It's a beautiful figure. So very, very happy to have this thing. All right. And also, I got this little guy too in the mix. So this is pretty cool. You know, I have no idea what it is, but it's still cool nonetheless. So that is the trade for part 2 of the Blucker Box. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video as much as you did filming this. And let me know in the comments below what your favorite thing is. And don't forget, words to wisdom: buy what you love and not what you like, because if you buy what you like, you always end up getting rid of it. And I will catch y'all later.